Right. Chairman Manchin, Ranking Member Barrasso, members of the committee, I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you today. My name is Jason Bager, and I'm the Managing Director of the Wyoming Integrated Test Center, which is a private-public partnership between the state of Wyoming, Basin Electric Power Cooperative, Tri-State Transmission and Generation Association, and the National Rural Electric Cooperative Association. The ITC is the largest post-combustion research facility in the U.S. and is located at Basin Electric's Dry Fork Power Station. It is important to remember that post-combustion technologies are not just for coal plants. They can be utilized at other industrial facilities such as cement plants and steel smelters. There is a significant need for these processes in non-energy applications. All ITC funding has come from the state of Wyoming and our utility partners. While we believe there is an important role for the federal government to play in advancing technology, and we would welcome such a partnership, no federal funding has been utilized, although some of our research tenants have received DOE grants to conduct their projects. CCUS requires both the capture of CO2 and then permanently doing something with it to ensure it is not released into the atmosphere. The ITC is unique in that it can host both types of technologies. Two important considerations for CCUS technologies are the amount of CO2 utilized and the cost of the process. For things such as EOR, geologic sequestration, and mineralization, the CO2-rich flue gas generally only needs to be captured and compressed, plus they can utilize vast quantities. Other technologies can be much more expensive. CO2 is a very stable molecule with a double covalent bond, so for technologies needing to break apart the atom, this requires a lot of energy, leading to higher costs. Nonetheless, all are important, and we need many options to successfully utilize large volumes of CO2. As was previously mentioned, the ITC hosted the Energy COSIA Carbon X Prize, but we are also working on a joint project with the government of Japan and Columbia University, taking CO2 and fly ash to produce carbonates, which have a variety of industrial uses. One application is silica, which is used to create polysilicate, a critical component of solar panels. Currently, 80% of the global supply originates in a region in China with serious human rights concerns. It is possible we could use CO2 from a coal plant to produce components for the renewable industry. While programmatic funding is extremely important, Congress also needs to provide the means to carry out these projects by supporting the places where research can occur. NETL and the National Carbon Capture Center are great research facilities, but limited in size. And DOE has been sending American developers with U.S. taxpayer-funded grants to test in Norway because there is not a facility large enough to test in this country. The ITC can host larger projects at better value to taxpayers with some additional infrastructure. We have the perfect blank canvas. Now we need to fill it. There is no better place than Wyoming to conduct this type of research. We have the facilities, suitable geology, regulatory agencies with expertise in regulating CO2, and a get-yes mentality towards permitting, a supportive legislature and governor, and lastly, public support for these types of projects. 14 years ago, Apple released the first iPhone, which came with 4 gigs of memory, a 2-megapixel camera, no flash, no zoom, no video camera. Today's iPhone 12 has 512 gigs of storage, facial recognition, 4 cameras, and HD video recording capabilities. Yes, today's CCUS technology is still evolving, but as we know, technology gets better and less expensive over time. We need to think about energy technology as we do with the things we utilize every day and appreciate how early government support made them possible. Touchscreen glass, a staple of today's smartphone, was developed in the UK in the 1960s for air traffic control applications. GPS, canned food, microwave ovens, the internet, microchips, vaccines, and nylon are all items developed by federal research. Technology is apolitical, and the U.S. can make its greatest impact by investing in the knowledge that can be utilized around the world. Technology is the best way to ensure these countries have access to power while meeting environmental goals. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you today and will gladly answer your questions. Thank you.